Well, with how well you guys played last week and the fact that it was a homecoming game, were you a little disappointed, surprised to see the way that this game started?
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought we had built some momentum last week, and we just beat ourselves. I mean, I don't know how many penalties we had, but it was we never got on track to start. And then we scored a couple late. We're in it. We're down 14 at half. Thought the locker room was fine.
Mm-hmm.
We needed to stop in that first series, and we kept it to a field goal, I think, on that first drive. So we were still okay. We just couldn't do anything offensively, and I'm really disappointed in that. We were behind the chains all the time, penalties and drops, and I mean it just was not a good, clean football game for us, and that's what's disappointing.
Yeah, you were end of the second quarter. It seemed like vintage Warrior football for a little bit.
Yeah.
Josh was getting open, Jack was slinging the ball around, but it was almost like you guys reverted back to your old ways in the second half. Were those adjustments that they made that you guys didn't answer, or was it just all stuff that you guys were doing?
It's like John, like we've talked about all year. It was one guy per play. We just couldn't get any clean plays. When we saw clean plays, you saw Paul hitting runs, or we get it protected. It's one guy per play costing us big time. And play this level of football, you got to win those matchups and one-on-ones, and we didn't win them. And I'm not talking about one-on-ones with the receivers, although that's part of it.
Yeah.
But everybody's got their job to do, and one guy breaks it down in an 11-man game. It's a bust.
Yeah. I saw the cast on Jack's wrist. When did that injury happen?
Actually, back in Mankato.
Okay.
And we didn't know the severity of it. He played the Mankato game. He was fine. Played the Upper Iowa game. Played great. Played fine. And then it swelled up a little bit after the game. So we went and got an X-ray on it, and it's got a fracture in it. So put the cast on it, and he's good to go. It didn't affect him really.
Yeah. Is it a thumb or?
Yeah, it's a bone in his hand.
Okay. So it doesn't. It's just kind of uncomfortable. It doesn't really.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother him. It probably throbs a little after you bang it around a little bit, but he's played 3 weeks, and it happened like the second series against Mankato, so he's been dealing with it for 3 weeks here.
Does he look okay to you? It seems like the
No,
passes
he's not
aren't
playing.
quite as crisp. And
No, he was struggling a little bit today. He got his hand hit on a helmet too today, the throwing hand, so that was kind of numb. So, but he wasn't himself today either. It's been a couple weeks. Maybe the hand hurts more than we're seeing.
Yeah.
Maybe the pain and it's a little bit more. I don't know, but practiced all week with a cast on it. It didn't seem to bother him at all. He was throwing the great all week long.
Yeah. I think I've asked you this several times, but I mean, are you surprised that the offense just can't get it going?
Very surprised. We got a lot of talent, and y'all look at it like, we should be doing this, this, and this, but it's when we do it right, we can move the ball and score touchdowns on anybody. When one kid makes a mistake, it's a drive buster. And when you're first and 13 or you're third and 17, I mean, you can't do that, and that's what's killing us. It's one person per play that's killing us.
These next few weeks, is that going to be just for your own sake, just to trying to figure out those breakdowns and try to correct those wrongs and maybe
all we can do is do what we've been doing. We practice, and the kids got to go perform, and they're not performing at a very high level. Yeah. And I don't think there's any scheme issues. We've done a lot of things to pull pressure off, and we're getting one-on-one matchups. So we got everything we want. It's just we got to get 11 guys to do it right, and our chances of success is much greater. It's that simple.
Defensively, after they scored the 28 points right away, I thought that they really kind of settled down and played pretty well.
They did. And we only gave up 6 in the second half. Two field goals in the second half. So I mean, they played. Offense got to show up and play. When
you have a dual threat quarterback like Sioux Falls does, what challenges does that present your defense? And
well, the long touchdown he had right before half there, that touchdown was Jared Wood just didn't remember that he's had quarterback on that particular assignment. You play it 3 or 4 different ways, and each time you have a dive player, quarterback's option football, and you have a pitch man, and he went to the dive, he pulled it, well, he's got to tackle the quarterback. He made a mistake, the guy's in the end zone. So it's the same thing that happens as it has been for offense. In assignment football, one guy makes a mistake, it's big plays.
But when you have that threat of a running quarterback, does that just put so much more pressure on everybody else? Just that they have to be under.
We see it a lot.
You
see it does put pressure on guys, but it's assignment football, and guys get excited and run to the ball instead of running to the people they're supposed to, and that's what's difficult about it. And that's why the option's coming back, and like it was here when we used to run wishbone here in short yardage, and that's why you do it. It's called a +1 run game when you get the quarterback involved, and most of the time we did a pretty good job on it today. But all of a sudden you get whatever this touchdown run was, it's a 30-yard touchdown like that. I mean that's how fast that happens.
Yeah. Jeff Brown seemed to be around the ball a lot. Is he just getting better and better each week? And
Yeah,
more
he
and more
hadn't played a lot of
confident?
football in the last couple of years, and so it's nice to see him. He was around the ball today. He was putting pressure on the quarterback. He hammered the back in the backfield a bunch. I'm really excited for him and how he's developed here for the Warriors.
I think that's all I have. So,
With the Augie game coming up, what does your team need to improve on going into the next week?
It's the same thing. We need 11 guys. I know I'm repeating myself 1,000 times here, but if we can get everybody to do it right, I don't care if we play 3 different plays, a run play, an option play, and throw it. If I can get 11 guys to do it right, we can go win a football game. That's what we need to work on. It's assignments.
Jack, this is the first game I've seen you play with that cast. How distracting is that, and did that affect anything today?
I don't think it affected anything other than we had to go in the gun the whole game. I practiced the whole week with it. Tried to hide it for a week, but swung was still pretty bad, but it didn't really affect me that much.
Yeah. Do you feel, 100% elsewhere? Like do you feel?
Yeah. Throughout the week I feel fine. It's
Yeah.
good.
For both Jack and Josh, is it kind of surprising that you guys can't get this offense going? The end of the second quarter, it seemed like it was, business as usual like it was at the beginning of the year, but you guys just couldn't carry that over to the second half. How surprising is that you guys are just kind of stuck?
We just gotta, like you said, we're looking like our old self, kind of into the second quarter. We just gotta keep rolling. We have these great plays, and we're up for a while, and then we're down for a while. And the defense has to play all these plays, and we can't get anything going. So, I guess we can't really be surprised because it's our responsibility. It's on us. So we gotta just, figure it out. And when we get, those big plays and we're rolling, we just gotta keep it there.
Jack, how about you?
Yeah, you hit it on the head. You see that in the second quarter we were able to score a lot of points in a short minute of time, but it's just kind of the story of the season. We just haven't been able to get things going, keep things rolling, I guess.
For all three of you guys, were you disappointed at the way that you came out today? Homecoming game, big crowd, you guys played really well against Upper Iowa last week. Was it, all of a sudden you're down 28-0? Jeff, if you want.
Yeah, it was disappointing to come out that slow because we know what we're capable of when we all are on the same page and everybody's full force alignment and assignment. So we just can't shoot ourselves in the foot versus anybody because it's football, and if you come out slow, you get beat, or if you don't call the right call, you get beat. We don't get off a block. So we just all got to do better and just believing in ourselves from the beginning. When it's 15 minutes on and that go 14:59, and we're going to play alignment and assignment for 100% of the game, and we can play with anybody when we play like that.
You guys want to add anything?
Yeah, Jeff hit it on the head. Coaches are drawing up good schemes for us. We just have to come out and execute. We're not doing that all the time right now.
Yeah.
You see spurts of it throughout the game sometimes, but full game we're not doing it.
Do you guys feel that you're executing in practice? Is it maybe a practice issue, or?
It could be, but I feel like we execute practice pretty well, but I can always be practiced.
Yeah.
We're just not making plays when we need to make them. It's just all around the field, both sides of the ball. We put the defense in a terrible situation today. Coming out and not doing anything on the first couple drives, and they gotta, try and stop this powerful offense, which, they're gonna score their points regardless of who they're playing. So, we put them in a bad position again just by starting slow on our side of the ball. And that's not, what we ever want to do.
Yeah, Jeff, when you're playing against a team that has a mobile quarterback like that, how difficult does that make everything else? Just the threat that he can take off at any time.
It doesn't make it difficult if you do your assignment, because a couple of times when we had leverage rushers, we went inside and coach, all from fall camp through our regular practice during the week, he preached, do your 111, do your job. So the only times they broke was when somebody went inside. So it's a threat, but I don't feel like it affected us. We affected ourselves by not playing our assignment 100% of the time, and that's when they broke those runs. So it didn't really hurt us by him being mobile.
Was that one of the oddest passing motions you've seen from an opposing quarterback? I don't know how much you guys got to see it, but it seemed like he was shot putting some of those.
Yeah, and then it was good to get some 5-step drops, because these last couple games it's been all 3 steps. So it's we didn't really get a chance to get after the quarterback, but we did today. So it was, and then we put some pressure on him. So we was making him stay honest and go through his reads. So
Yeah, it seemed like you were around the ball a lot. You know, are you starting to get back in, you know, the football mindset, you know, after being away from the game for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm starting to calm down and, you know, play through my key. That was my biggest challenge that I've been working on with Coach Barton, is playing through my eyes and not looking in the backfield trying to make the play. And when you listen to the coaching, it shows you can make plays. So just these last couple of weeks, I'm just going to focus in on that, take it one play at a time. That's been our motto from fall camp, like doing our yoga, one breath. If you make a mistake, flush it, it's over, and just get back to the next play.
Yeah. You know, what are the next 3 weeks going to be about for you guys? You know, maybe the postseason's probably out of reach now, but is it just trying to clean up those mistakes and come out and have at least a couple games the way that you know that you guys are capable of playing?
We can just go out and go about it every week. If we win out, there's always a chance it's postseason play. We can't control what everybody else is doing around the country, but yeah, we just come out, keep working, come back to practice on Tuesday, get back to work.
Yeah, we just want to finish out strong. You know, we're not going to give up on the season. You know, we want to get 3 wins and finish the season out, you know, the way we know we can, and, you know, score points and, you know, maybe break some records on offense with yards a game or something like that. You know, just keep working the way we've been working all season, and take it a week at a time, and, you know, hopefully go 3-0 to finish out the year.